friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are cozy, I hope you are comfortable. I am so happy to have you here, and today we're just gonna chit chat about books. I know the last time I posted a video was about a year ago. I've just been keeping to myself. I've been trying to be intentional at the way I spend my time. I did record some videos here and there. I tried recording some vlog style videos, and it's just really takes me out of living in the moment, so I abandoned that. I did some sketchbook tour videos, but I had a really hard time editing because it was part of my art therapy program, and there's some really intimate things in there, and it's just a lot of logistics that goes into making videos. So I've just been really busy. Honestly, I've just been so busy, busy. So I have been thinking about making a YouTube video for a while now, and I keep saying I'll do it, and I just don't. So this one I haven't really planned. I thought about the idea today, and I'm just gonna do it. And here we go. Today I went to the Gardner Museum with a friend, and I was blown away. The pottery and the work there was absolutely mind-blowing. So much skill, so much creativity. The Gardner Museum recently renovated, so this weekend is free entry. It'll probably not be free entry when I post this video, but I think it's worth it to go and check that out. So after that, me and my friend, we went to Indigo, and I spent more than $100 on books, so I'm gonna talk about it. The first book I want to talk about, this one I didn't buy today. My cousin, she gifted me this book last year. Sorry, I have some things bookmarked here. The Little Guide to Self-Care. The Little Frog's Guide to Self-Care. And I wanted to read you something from inside of it, but before that, my cousin is so cute. Last year she gave me a box of gifts that she collected over time. She lives in the States, and she had little poems to go along with each gift, and this one, it says, Self-Love Haiku. Nobody loves you the way you can love yourself, except me, of course. She loves me so much. And me and her, we do a lot of haikus. Sometimes we'll just give ourselves prompts and then each write haiku and then read it to each other. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're just for fun. And I want to read you from a page. If you want to build a better relationship with your mind, try adjusting your self-talk. Even if it feels weird or inauthentic at first, over time you will likely start to see a difference in a way you treat yourself and in the way you allow others to treat you. And this is absolutely true. When I first started, when I recognized that I need to do something about my mental health, the way I talked to myself was really mean. And of course, if I allow myself to talk to myself like that, of course I would allow other people to talk to me like that, because I'm used to it. So here the frog is saying, "You're beautiful. You're beautiful. That means a lot coming from you." This one's saying, "You're beautiful. That means a lot coming from you." And it's absolutely true. It sounds so weird at the beginning, but trust me, it worked for me. If being kind to yourself feels impossible, try to find love and compassion for a younger version of yourself. Sometimes thinking about little you with love and compassion can be easier than feeling that way towards your current self. And once again, I think about the younger version of myself a lot, and it really helps me to be kind to myself, um, especially growing up with a lot of negative self-talk and just blaming myself and having a lot of hatred towards myself. As an adult, looking back at that, it disheartens me. It makes me feel sad for that little girl. But you know what? I can be nice to myself now. I can be kind to myself now for that little girl, because that little girl still lives inside of me. Yeah. If you want to go a little deeper, try writing a love letter to a version of yourself that was struggling. Imagine if that version of you could read the letter. What would you want to tell them? This can be a powerful way to connect with yourself. Dear, and then there's this image. It says, "Dear 12-year-old me, I love you and I'm so sorry that frogs at school bullied you. You did not deserve that. I wish I could have hugged you. Love, older me." So cute. And then this is way later in the book. These are all things that I've connected to, so I'm sharing with you. Try to find something that you love and look forward to in each season. The way the air smells in autumn, or how the winter months gives us the opportunity to cozy up and go inward. The way that every spring it feels like the world is waking up from a deep sleep, or how summer is always so vibrant and full of life. Finding ways to embrace each of the season gives you something to feel good about. Any time of the year, even if it's small. I don't like the cold, and I've hated winter, of course. Like, it gets dark so quickly, it's so cold, everything just feels miserable. So, in the past couple of years, I've really made it a point to find things that give me joy in the winter. And I really like all the pretty lights. I love the holiday markets that happens every year, and all the like festivities. So my attitude towards winter has definitely changed, and I don't feel as miserable as I usually do. Um, the next book that I want to show you is this children's book, Shibu's Tale. I think it's such a cute book. It's about a cat who expresses his feelings through his tail, and he noticed that other cats don't do the same. So in order not to, this is expressing anger. I'm not going to go through the whole book. I'm just showing the ones that stood out to me. Shibu feels a lot of feelings, and his tail helps him express them all. So cute. But then when he stopped expressing his feelings, it started building up, building up, building up. And then basically he learns that feelings are meant to be shared, and he even helps his friends share feelings. It's so cute, and the author is Tess Thomas, and the art is by Kamwei Fong. I checked out his other art, and I love cats, so check him out. I just googled that. Alright. I'm so excited about this sticker book. It has more than 800 stickers. It was $46 plus tax, but I think totally worth it. It has a lot of, just gonna pick a random page, a lot of cute stickers. And there's images on the back of the sticker page. I don't think this is a sticker, but like these are big stickers. I'm so excited to use it. So me and my cousin were going to start a traveling journal. Not a journal for traveling, but a journal that we will mail back and forth to each other. And I'm really excited to see what I can use from this. Okay, the last one I want to talk about is this little book of poetry and prose. It is translated from Arabic. The author poet is Mahmoud Darwish. He is a Palestinian poet. I'm going to read a little bit about him from poetryfoundation.org. Palestinian Mahmoud Darwish was born in Al-Berwa in Galilee, a village that was occupied and later razed by the Israeli army. Because they had missed the official Israeli consensus, Darwish and his family were considered internal refugees, or present-absent aliens. Darwish lived for many years in exile in Beirut and Paris. He is the author of over 30 books of poetry and 8 books of proses, and earned the Lenin Cultural Freedom Prize from the Lenin Foundation, the Lenin Peace Prize, and the Knight of Arts and Bell Letters Medal from France. In the 1960s, Darwish was imprisoned for reciting poetry and traveling between villages without a permit. Considered a resistance poet, he was placed under house arrest when his poem Identity Card was turned into a protest song. After spending a year at a university in Moscow in 1970, Darwish worked at the newspaper Al-Ahram in Cairo. He subsequently lived in Beirut, where he edited the journal Palestinian Affairs from 1973 to 1982. In 1981, he founded and edited the journal Al-Carmel. Darwish served from 1987 to 1930. Cut that part out. So this is called In the Presence of an Absence, and it's a self-elegy. Just Googled it here. Self-elegy is a poetic lament that mourns the loss of past self, a loss of potential self, or the self's eventual death. And he wrote this around the time he knew that he was dying soon. And I wanted to read a little bit from one of the sections. It's about longing. It's pretty long. Longing is the absent chatting with the absent, the distant turning toward the distant. Longing is the spirit's thirst for the jar-carrying women, and vice versa. Longing allows distance to recede, as if looking forward, although it may be called hope, were an adventure and a poetic notion. The present tense is hesitant and perplexed. The past tense hangs from a cypress tree standing on its rooted leg behind a hill, enveloped in its dark green, listening intently to one sound only, the sound of the wind. Longing is the sound of the wind. The more you delve into your loneliness, like that tree, the more longing takes you with motherly tenderness to its country, which is made of transparent, fragile fibers. Longing has a country, a family, and an exquisite taste in arranging wildflowers. It has a time chosen with divine care, a quiet mythical time in which figs ripen slowly, and the gazelle sleeps next to the wolf in the imagination of the boy who never witnessed a massacre. Longing takes you around its country like a tour guide in heaven. It takes you to mountain, where you used to take refuge to wallow in wild plants until your pores soaked up the smell of sage. Longing is smell. Longing has a favorite season, winter. It is born of the first drops of water on dry grass and heaves deep sighs of feminine hues, craving moisture. Rain is the promise of a universal wedding. Rain is a promise that what is sealed will open into an essence and that the infinite will reincarnate itself in nature. Many an oak tree cranes towards two, you and she, running in the rain without an umbrella or a hat, happy with an honorable scandal, happy to be half-clad. You run, not knowing where, liberated from path and destination. You pant together from pleasurable fatigue. You sneak into the narrow hollow of an oak only big enough for one. You draw close to one another until you are one. You cling to each other, and water heats up inside you and over you. You pant out of warmth. Desire does not need the pretext of the rain, which drew you into the oak's bedchamber and departed. Longing is the fusion of fire and water. Fever has another attribute, longing. Every winter an absent joy pains you. You walk in the rain, a single duo, you and the person you were in another winter. You surreptitiously mutter to yourself words you don't understand, because of memory's inability to retrieve a previous emotion, and because of longing's ability to add what did not exist to what did. Like the tree that becomes a forest, and the stone that becomes a quarry, like being happy in a prison cell you see as larger than a public garden, or like the past that stands waiting for you tomorrow, like a loyal dog. Longing lies and never tires of lying, because it lies honestly. The lying of longing is a profession. Longing is a frustrated poet rewriting the same poem hundreds of times, and an old man who continues to crawl, unaware of the movement of time, having avoided looking in the mirror. Longing is the innocent forgery of documents to protect the exile's frame of reference from rust. It is the limestone needed to scrub abandoned houses. But no one longs for pain, fear, or a funeral. Longing is the specialty of memory in beautifying what was hidden in the scene, fixing a window that had fallen off without ever having to hit the street. Longing is exile, punishing the exiled, and the exile's shame of admiring the music and gardens of exile. To long means not to find joy in anything here, except shyly. If I were there, you say, if I were there, my laughter would be heartier and my speech clearer. Longing is the yearning of words in their initial realm, even if yours were obscure and foreign to those around you. But I, you tell yourself, prefer being a stranger in exile to being a stranger at home, because in exile it is required. Therefore, when in crowds, you long for yourself in the solitude to write. Writing is nearness and alienation, exchanging past and the present. The thirst of words for water glitters in the mirage of myth, the revolt of resemblance against the resembled. Reality camouflaged by image. With the silky hands of longing you tame distance as you make borrowed stars the roof of your sky and go with another real woman to a warm room, cured of the causes of fever and the waves of groaning that never cease. The sound of rain on glass stirs desire. This is more than enough for light to rise from the body's night. Your bed is your secret. Your past will come tomorrow on a star that does not harm the dew. You let your head fall on her lap to listen to what the body free of longing says. For Eve was just created and you have just been born without a memory. You are my tomorrow and my present. I have no yesterday, you tell her. She tells you, you are my tomorrow and my present. I have no yesterday. You sleep, two as one, and do not dream of more than this. Your tempting unknown was so bent on kindling enchantment that neither of you asked the other the meaning of your names. She enchants you, and you enchant her. After you possess her and she possesses you, you are filled with her and she is filled with you. What calls on her from distant provinces calls on you. She longs for her past behind the door and for a song other than your song. Longing for the beginning, for the way the key was inserted into the door, hiding the gaze from its object, choosing a seat and the music for the night with practiced spontaneity is the emotional exercise of taking the universe's pulse. That longing is a remembrance of the most beautiful chapter in the tale, the first chapter, improvised with efficient intuition. Thus longing is born from every beautiful incident and not from a wound. Longing is not a memory, but rather what is selected from memory's museum. Longing is selective, like an adept gardener. It is the replaying of a memory after its blemishes have been removed. Longing has side effects, an addiction to looking back, an embarrassment of being informal with what is possible, an overwhelming urge to turn the present into a past, even in love. Come with me tonight so that we might make tonight a shared past, says the one afflicted with longing. I will come with you to make a shared tomorrow, says the one afflicted with love. She does not love the past and wants to forget the war that has ended. He fears tomorrow because the war has not ended and he does not want to grow older. Longing is a scar inside the heart and a country's fingerprint on the body. But no one longs for his wound. No one longs for pain or nightmare but for what was before. For a time when there was no pain except of primary pleasure and melt time, like a sugar cube in a cup of tea, and for a time of heavenly images. Longing is the call of neigh to restore the direction broken by the horse's hooves in a military campaign. It is an intermittent ailment, never contagious nor lethal, even when it takes the form of an epidemic. It is an invitation to stay up late with the lonesome, and an excuse not to be on equal footing with train passengers who know their own addresses well. It is a transparent fabric of the beautiful nothingness gathered to roast the coffee of wakefulness for the dreams of strangers. It rarely comes in the morning, and it rarely interferes in a passing conversation with a taxi driver, intrudes in a conference hall, or on a first date between a man and a woman. It is the evening guest, arriving when you look for your own traces in what is around you and cannot find them. When a sparrow perches on the balcony and seems to be a message from a country you did not love when you were in it, as you love it now that it is in you. It was granted, a tree, a rock. It becomes the address of a soul and an idea, an ember and language. It is air, earth, and water, and it becomes a poem. Longing is the groaning of right when incapable of providing proof of the might of right before the might of oppression. The groaning of homes buried beneath settlements that the absent bequeathed to the absent, and the present to the absent, and the first drop of milk in exile and in refuge camps. Longing is the sound of silk rising in mutual groaning, from the mulberry to the one longing for it. It is the convergence of conscious and unconscious instinct. It is lost time protesting the sadism of the present. Longing is an ache that does not long to ache. It is the aching stirred by pure air coming from a distant mountain top, the ache of searching for a past happiness, but it is healthy kind of ache, because it reminds us that we are afflicted with hope and are sentimental. Ouch. Alright, so that is all I have to share for today. I'm currently working on my final project. My program was 4 semesters of classes, and I have to do my practicum and write my major research project, but my classes are coming to an end. I would love to share some of my art reflections with you all because I think they're very insightful, and I've done a lot of reflection, a lot of growing, a lot of looking back, so I can be a really good therapist. Alright, oh, this is part of my major final project as well. I'll talk a little bit more about it in a different video. Thank you for spending some time with me. I hope that I shared some books that you may want to pick up yourself. if you have any recommendations for me, I would love to know in the comments. What else? And I know what I read was a translated version of the original text, and I bet the original text is beautiful. So if anyone knows of it and would like to share, I would love to hear it in its original language. But bye for now. I will not wait another year to post again.